All right, y'all. This is your friendly neighborhood weight loss coach, Travis Martin. My name's Travis. I've lost over 100 pounds and come off all prescription medications. The Shibboleth lifestyle has changed my life, and it's changed tens of thousands of other lives as well. And we've got three types of members here. We've got our free community members. We want to welcome you. We're glad that you're with us. You'll never have to pay a dime to lose weight here unless you want to. We want to offer special thanks to our lifetime members and our partners. We really appreciate y'all. We're going to survive this very difficult time because of you. So keep joining with us in prayer and praying for the health of the ministry. If God still wants to use the ministry, I certainly hope that God does, but who can know the mind of the Lord? So y'all remember us in prayer. We want to thank our partners. We've got a little more than 70 partners now, and we really appreciate you all. You may think that your $5 a month doesn't matter. Some of you doing more than that, but those of you that have shared with me you could only afford $5, I just want you to know how much we appreciate that. So thank you for all that you do. We really appreciate you. Big things ahead in faith. We're believing in that. Hope that you'll touch and agree with us that Shibboleth's going to come out of this better than ever. Meanwhile, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to keep trying to love on people, support people, educate people. I've got a couple of things that we need to start with today, questions that have arisen that I'm going to tackle, but I do want to say that we're only going to be in here today until about 11:30 a.m. due to some meetings that I have that hopefully will go good today. How do we become a partner, Rhonda? You can become a partner at www.helpshibboleth.com. Help, HELP, SHIBBOLETH.com. Helpshibboleth.com. Hey, Julie Marandino on Facebook. Good to see you. So we really appreciate you, Rhonda, considering that. $5 doesn't, if it doesn't hurt you, then it sure does help us. So thank you. Thank you, Sherry, for being here. Sherry Ditto just joined us, doing a great job. So moving on with it. A couple of things I want to address that have come up question-wise, and then we'll have just a little bit of time left, I hope, to answer a couple of your questions. These are supplemental sessions, supplemental to your online education at www.shibbolethlifestyle.com. So take advantage of these. It's a good time to ask your question and keep yourself moving forward. So if you'll go on and start thinking about your questions for time's sake and posting them, we'll get to them. But a couple of things that I want to address right off the bat. And by the way, congratulations. We've got Bobby Cunningham earned a 10% shirt. Angela Perkins, Donna Coffey, 10-pound badges were earned. Brittany Thomas, wow, a 50-pound badge was earned. Kristen Papa George earned the self-mastery badge. And we had 29 people complete the Intervention Island Marathon, got their marathon badge. Congratulations to those. That was pretty good, a pretty good sized group to actually finish a challenge that was that challenging. So awesome. So a lot of weight loss for the week. A lot of weight loss. Just yesterday alone, our folks self-reported losing 60 pounds. So that's pretty incredible, so congratulations, everybody. With that said, a couple of things that are on the agenda to talk about today. Number one, I've got quite a few people who have come off of Intervention Island after losing significant amounts of weight. The amount of weight that's almost would leave one in disbelief. 26 pounds in 24 days, that's almost disbelief when somebody tells you that. But now, because folks are coming off of the challenge, they're experiencing some weight gain. And this happens with every challenge. And then people get noticeably distressed that, wow, I did all this effort and now I've put back on 4 pounds in a day. I want to show you today how the devil uses that against you. So let me try to unpack this in a illustrative way that might help you all. Okay, so number one, when we do a weight loss challenge, question, when we do a weight loss challenge, when we start it and we go through it, are we a little more focused than we would normally be? We are, right? We're going at it a little bit harder, right? We're trying a little bit harder. We're actually working harder because there's a new factor. We're busting our butt. We're excited. It's not, you're not in this mindset, I got to do this the rest of my life. You're in this mindset that I can do anything for 24 days or 14 days or whatever that time frame is. And you're giving it your all. You're probably righter, tighter, cleaner with your Shibboleth nutrition. So you get a lot of momentum. So you start here, right? And let's say that we've got 24 days out here. So you are eating more restrictive than you even eat on a normal perfect day. This is the length and duration of the challenge. So you're eating cleaner, you're eating less carbs. Carbs are allowed. If you're new here, carbs are allowed on our program. When people are doing a challenge, though, you tend to see them eat carbs even less. We call those category 3 and category 5. So you're running as hard as you can, and you're just dropping the weight at a faster rate than you would normally drop the weight. So let's take that person, a person that was losing the weight and they lost 26 pounds. I mean, they were so right and tight. They lost 26 pounds in 24 days. Then the challenge is over. And here's the thing. Obviously, if we go and have reward days, holidays, hog trough days, certainly you put on weight. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about those that are concerned that they lost 26 pounds in this sprint and then had a normal Shibboleth perfect day, and they put on 3 or 4 pounds in the next day or two. Has anybody ever seen that happen? You were so excited, you didn't even really go off program. You stayed with the Shibboleth program, but now you put on 3, 4 pounds after having a regular standard perfect day. Okay. So are you putting the weight back on? Is that fat? No. It is glycogen and water. So on a regular Shibboleth perfect day, there's the opportunity to consume more starch, even though it would come in an approved form with enough protein and fiber. Eating enough protein and fiber with starch doesn't mean you don't have temporary weight gain. It means you won't have very much temporary fat gain. So you've got glycogen and water. The glycogen that the little increase in starch, the little more liberality in your program, you're pulling in a little glycogen, and then as you consume fluid, it latches onto the fluid and pulls it into the muscular cells. Does that make sense? So you're up a little bit. Let's say that you went up 4 and now you're only down 22 pounds. Is 22 pounds, if we stop right there, is 22 pounds in 24 days a good thing? It's great. But what happens is that evil entity, the diet devil, causes you to focus on this. And you go, see, I knew it wasn't going to work. All that hard work is just wasted. And then you throw up your hands, and then you're not even having Shibboleth perfect days. And you put all that weight back on because you completely relaxed. If you want to lose weight and keep it off, you're never going to be able to completely relax with your food intake again. Listen to me. You are never, ever going to be able to completely relax your daily dietary habits ever again. Now, with that said, that shouldn't bother you because you're disciplined in this area of your life, you're going to get to be more relaxed in other areas of your life. Before, I relaxed in how I ate. I ate what I wanted, when I wanted, as much as I wanted. I didn't live with daily disciplines, and I wasn't relaxed in any other area of my life. I was constantly in perpetual feelings of guilt, regret, self-loathing, down on myself. Now that's not the case. I can relax a lot more than I used to because I'm not relaxed with my food intake. All right. So you just got to get used to that. You're going to have to, and that's my next topic in a minute, these daily disciplines and relaxing into it. So here we go. We've got a little bit of weight gain, but now if we just get back to having regular Shibboleth perfect days, we're going to kind of stall right here because we lost it so fast. We're going to stall right here for just a little bit, and then that weight loss will start coming off again at the right clip, which means if you are just having Shibboleth perfect days, stay with me. If you were just having Shibboleth perfect days and you wasn't doing the challenge, your weight loss over 24 days would have only been about 8 pounds anyway. So you actually perform better by doing the challenge. You sprinted instead of walked. Every day I like to do a brisk walk. But now I could cover a lot more ground if I sprinted. But can I maintain a sprint forevermore? Like when I go out here, if later today I say, I'm just going to go run as hard as I can run, and usually I get at least 7 miles, right? When I'm not covered up at work, I get at least 7 miles. I try to earn my Spartan badge, and I'm going to get 7 miles. That's the status quo if I look over my entire year, okay? So I'm trying to get 7 miles in, and it takes me almost 2 hours to briskly walk and do that. But look what happens. When I go out there and I say, I'm going to get this 7 miles in half the time today, in 30 minutes, I'm toast. And now I can't even do any more. I'm completely dead, right? So in actuality, I perform better by pacing myself than I do if I go out there in an all-out sprint. So what happens is you sprinted. You could not have lived the Intervention Island way forevermore. It was not a lifestyle. But you can live with Shibboleth perfect days every day. So you're going to you sprinted, you covered a lot of ground fast, and now we're having perfect days, and it's going to take a couple of days to get the body back in gear, and then the weight loss will resume again. But you can't throw your hands up in the air and quit over a little water weight fluctuation and a little glycogen weight fluctuation. Now look, here's another problem people have. They never sprint. This is a problem too. So they have a Shibboleth perfect day one day after a holiday, and they drop 4 pounds. And then they get cocky. So the next day they have an okay day and not a perfect day, and they're back up 4 pounds. No wonder they get discouraged, because they don't live Shibboleth day in and day out. They never lock it down and rip off the fat burning knob. They never do that, ever. They do a day here and a day there, and they just spin their wheels. So there's nothing wrong with sprinting for 20, 24 days and then going, whoo, that was quite a marathon. Let me just have a few Shibboleth perfect days and get my wits back about me, and then I'm going to run hard again until I reach that goal. Does any of this make sense? Okay, a couple of more things today that I want to unpack based upon questions, comments I got yesterday. Travis, I'm having a really hard time thinking positively. Can we do an exercise real quick? I'll make this less than 5 minutes. We be brother and sister. If you have a hard time thinking positively, I understand. It's time for reverse psychology. How many of you really try to think positively about yourself and your future, but your thoughts always end up settling in? You try to, let me think positively about myself and my future, how my body's going to look, my goals, and then no matter what happens, what enters your mind is, well, I failed last time. I'm thinking positive. I'm going to do it this, but I failed last time. You're trying not to think negatively. How many of you try not to think negatively and you catch those thoughts all the time? Anybody? You're trying to think positively. This is going to work. This is going to work. But last time it didn't. No, it ain't. You're trying not to think negatively and you catch yourself thinking negatively all the time. Let me show you how that works. Y'all ready? Quick exercise. I'll try to make it quick. We could spend an hour here. You're going to have to do reverse psychology on yourself. I'm going to say a word, and I want you to do your best not to think about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do your best not to think about the image that I try to get you to think about. I'm going to try to get you to think about a purple fire truck, and I want you to not think about a purple fire truck. Do your best not to think about a purple fire truck. Don't do it. Do not think about a purple fire truck. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it. Don't think about a yellow gorilla. Don't think about a yellow gorilla. Don't do that. Don't you dare do it. Don't you think about a yellow gorilla. Don't do it. No yellow gorillas. Don't do it. How many of you, were there any, I would imagine several, that thought about yellow gorillas and purple fire trucks? Did anybody have that enter your mind? You're trying to get it out and you can't help it because purple fire truck, yellow gorilla. Isn't that amazing? You're trying not to think it. So there is this thing called the devil. And the devil knows what you're trying not to think and what you're trying not to do. Anything you tell yourself not to do. How many have told you, I can't have that, and you end up eating it anyway? You're going to have to be more sly with the devil. All right. Can everybody here, if you try in your mind's eye, can you visualize what your ideal body would look like? And can you visualize what your ideal vacation would be like? And can you visualize what your ideal partner would be like? If you really force yourself to, can you start, can y'all imagine that for a minute? Can y'all imagine a healthy food? Name me one healthy food. Name me one Shibboleth approved healthy food, just one. Chicken breast. What's something that would be sweet though? Something you really enjoyed. Something that would be tasty, that maybe a sweet treat on Shibboleth. And a Mighty Muffin. And let's say that a Mighty Muffin is better than the alternative, right? And you go, I need to eat that Mighty Muffin and not that donut. So which one do you want when you say, I need to eat that Mighty Muffin and not that donut? The donut. So what we got to work on is reverse psychology. And it works. Because if you were to go, I don't need to be eating a Mighty Muffin. I don't need to be eating a Mighty. Try it right now. I dare you. I don't need, I'm not going to think about that chocolate Mighty Muffin. I don't need to be eating that Mighty Muffin. It's a game you can play with yourself, and it works every single time. So you're getting your mind off of the donut by saying, I can't have that Mighty Muffin. When you say, I have to have the Mighty Muffin because I can't have the donut, you're going to want the donut, not the Mighty Muffin. But if you fill your mind with, I can't have that Mighty Muffin. I don't want that Mighty Muffin. I need to quit thinking about that Mighty Muffin. I promise you'll think about it until you eat it, just like you used to do your cheat foods. It works every single time. Another thing, visualizing your best body. Watch this. Watch this. Powerful stuff right here. Powerful stuff. Okay. So visualize your perfect future that you're afraid isn't going to happen, right? We have fear that our perfect future isn't going to happen. We get in when we walk into that perfect future, and there's other games you can play too. You can go in and call it 4th and 4, even though it's not, as though it is, and live that way. That's a good strategy. But here's another strategy. Say, I'm not going to think about my perfect life. I'm not going to think about my perfect future. I'm not going to think about what my body can look like. I'm not going to think about what my perfect job would look like and how great my life would be. I'm not going to think about how great my life would be. How many of you right now, say that out loud? If you can, say it out loud. I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to think about wearing that size. I'm not going to think about wearing those size clothing. I'm not going to think about that. You won't be able to help it. And whatever we think about, good or bad, whatever we think about, we will manifest. We'll begin to work for it and we'll manifest it. So if you'll try that, if you say, I can't focus on my why, I just can't focus on it. If you say, I'm not going to focus on my why, you won't be able to help but focus on it. Just a little trick. The other thing, this word. I'm going to close my remarks with this word. Surrender. 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 So we have this belief that what is the opposite of the word surrender? Conquest. Smash. Destroy. Attack. Now watch, this is reverse psychology day today. How many of you is popular? We listen to David Goggins and all these motivational guys, and they say, conquest, smash your goals, destroy your tasks, destroy them, achieve your goals by smashing the opposition. Attack, attack. Today I'm attacking my goals. How many of you have ever thought that way? And it's motivating. It's a motivating thought. Do y'all know what I mean? It's a motivating thing to say, I'm going to conquest, smash, destroy, and attack. That feels good. And it works for a little while. But here's what happens. When we have the attitude of conquest, smash, destroy, and attack in the name of other motivational folks, and we want, I'm going to do it. I'm an animal. I'm a killer. Here's what happens. Eventually, just like your dad taught you, you run into some situation, problem, or person bigger and badder than you are. So what happens when you've built your identity on I'm going to conquest, smash, destroy, and attack, and I'm going to win. You've built your identity on being a conqueror, a conquester, a smasher, a destroyer, attacker. And that's not the way Jesus taught us to be more than a conqueror. Conquest, smash, destroy, attack. You eventually run in, you're doing great with it, and then all of a sudden you run into a life situation where you're so rigid in I'm going to do it no matter what, I'm going to white knuckle it, that instead of you smashing the goal, you end up getting smashed. You tried to whip life, you tried to conquest life instead of work with life, and you try to destroy it to achieve your goals instead of working in harmony with everything around you. You were on the attack, and then all of a sudden one day it shows up when you're not at your best and it smashes your arse. Has that happened to anybody? Has happened to me. For the last 10 years, Travis has changed, man. Travis smashing it. I got news for you. There's always those few days a month I get my tail smashed. Life has a way of showing you who the boss is. It's not the right strategy as a lifestyle. Let me show you this. The great Bruce Lee and Jesus Christ, they both said, be like water, right? In their own way, they said, be like water. Surrendering isn't sissy. Somebody write that down. Can I get a t-shirt that says surrendering isn't sissy? Something like that. I need to make it sound better than that. Surrendering is not sissy. That's how you be a man. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a man. If you want to be a man, if you want to be a man after God's own heart, learn to surrender unto the Lord. I know so many people, I'm a rebel. You tell me what to do and I ain't going to do it at all. You just keep on with your bad self. You keep being a rebel. Let's see how that works out for you. Here's what I've learned. If I'll get up every day and I'll put myself in my proper place and I'll surrender to the Holy Spirit, then I can surrender to my daily disciplines. I'm not at war with drinking my water. I used to be at war with that. I don't like water. Water, I drink my water. I journal. I'm surrendered to journaling just like I am brushing my teeth. That's why I still got teeth. I brush them. I journal. That's why you're still in the program if you're journaling. I eat in the right food combination so I can control insulin. I don't always want to. I don't always want to, but I do. Portions, timing, gratitude unto Jesus. Okay, so these are my daily disciplines, and I add on mine a 16-hour fast now. You don't have to add on to yours a 16-hour fast, but I surrender. Why do I surrender to these daily disciplines? Because I believe I'm doing it unto Jesus according to Jesus' word. I believe it was his command. I believe that. I've attached, Jesus wants me to do it to this list, and I surrender. I'm not a rebel. I surrender. You win the war, you lose some battles. When you surrender, you lose some battles, but you'll still be in the game when it counts. You'll lose some battles. To the natural eye, not in the spiritual realm, it appeared that Jesus lost some battles. He didn't, but it appeared he did when they apprehended him and beat him and mocked him and pushed a crown of thorn on our Savior's head, put a purple robe on him, smote him on the head with a reed and spit on him. It looked like he lost the battle. But what he did was surrender to the will of God. And because of that, this day, we can sit in heavenly places with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thank you, Janice. I'm going to bow out. So surrender. I want you just to meditate on this surrendering. Those of you that struggle with the daily disciplines, surrendering to them one day at a time instead of smash the goal, right? Surrender. Get in a surrendering, submissive. Surrender and submission is the way to a healthy lifestyle, to some ideals that you believe that Jesus are in. That's it. All right, I got time for just one or two quick questions. I know y'all think I can't answer them quick, but I can. One or two quick ones. Anybody before we go today? I got to leave just a little early today due to some obligations. On maintenance, is 3 eating episodes best? Yes. Whether that is 2 approved meals and 1 approved snack, or 2 approved snacks and 1 approved meal, or 3 approved meals, you're correct. That is best for maintenance. And if you need to add an addition, if you keep dropping weight and you don't want to drop weight, then add an additional snack. But I would prefer you being in maintenance that you eat fruit alone rather than a bar. Thank you, Patricia Underwood. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Don't forget, www.helpshibboleth.com. We need you. Let me check Facebook real quick. We're wearing matching shirts. Is it more beneficial to use MCT oil than using a 0-calorie cooking spray? This is the last one for today. Sorry. You can email me if you have more questions at info@myshibboleth.com. info@myshibboleth.com. We'll be back Monday at 11. Is it more beneficial to use? I'm gonna have to leave abruptly after this one. Is it more beneficial to use MCT oil than using 0-calorie spray? It depends on the combination. It is better to use 0-calorie spray with all categories except 1 and 4 and 7. it would be better to use, we can get in, if you'll come back to class next week and ask me to take a deeper dive into this, I will. But to specifically answer your question, if you want to know the whys, let's wait till next week. To specifically answer your question, anytime you're preparing a meal that contains I said that wrong. I take back what I said, a 1 or a 7. We don't want to add it to a 4 because a 4 already has fat in it. So anytime we're cooking a 1 or a 7 that calls for an oil, it's better to use MCT oil than it is to use cooking spray. Does that make sense? 1 and 7. Love you, Diane. Thank you. God bless you, Marcia. All right. Thank y'all. Have a beautiful day. Remember, pray for Shibboleth. We'll be praying for you. And happy Father's Day to all the beautiful fathers out there. We love you. I hope the family surrenders and submits to you this weekend. God bless.